Hello everybody and welcome to JSmith takes a quick look at Trace Vector. Trace Vector is developed by Vexel Games and it is a path runner game with rhythm-like aspects, and it looks like it was cut right out of an 80s arcade, and I mean that in the best way possible. There's a couple different modes. In adventure mode, the game's story puts you in a role of Jason, a spaceship captain trying to get back home, while dealing with an AI that's having a midlife crisis and is confused, doesn't know where to go, but Jason is determined to get back home. In endless mode, which is pretty self-explanatory, you keep going until you crash and die and achieve the highest score. We'll be looking at both in this video, but for now, we're going to check out some of these options because I think that's pretty cool. Well, kind of. It's interesting. Full screen, that's normal. Aspect ratio, normal. CRT mode, kind of normal. I think that's just, you know, if you wanted to display it in CRT. So some interesting little, graphical things that it does to it. And also, we've got this glow level and vector thickness, which I find hilarious in the best way possible. So the glow level, if we switch that to the max, it kind of has this really fluorescent glow. I like keeping it on 2. Vector thickness is basically the thickness of all the lines. I'm going to keep that at minimal. But I thought that was kind of neat. I like that sort of thing with the game. I thought that was kind of like a nice little options. I'm all about the options. So we are going to go to adventure mode. There are 12 unlockable worlds in total. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's it. I haven't beat the last world in 7, which is unfortunate. All the things that have filled in blocks, I have got perfects on. All the ones that are open, I have not got perfects on. So we're gonna go probably like a little, maybe 2 or 3 worlds here. Let's start with let's go with the world 2. Get us a little bit of taste to what the early game is all about compared to the late game. So I am going to be playing as this, like a ball of light, pretty much. What's going to happen is the game is going to draw the level, and then I'm going to have to do my best to collect the fuel upgrades, which you can see, which are the flashing, glowing squares, and then reach the exit. I will be playing as this line, and as I go into these tunnels, those are going to be my speed boosts. I'm going to collect all this fuel. If I run out of fuel, I die. If I spend too long in a level, if I make a mistake and I crash and die, I can't really crash and die on this particular level, thank God, then I lose as well. So my goal, my objective, get all the fuel cells because that is going to enable me to have better scores, and after each world gives you a final score, which you can compare on the leaderboards. So in the second level here, we are going to be introduced to certain paths that we're going to be able to take. And so I'm just using W and S to go along my path. So you can see that there's a ball in front of the line, which is kind of dictating where I am currently aimed. So still doing my best to collect all of these squares. Should have a perfect on this level and to continue on. So fuel cells collected, 13 out of 13. It's a pretty fun looking game. I love the I love the artwork in it. You know, it's really minimalistic, but it really kind of accentuates that sort of 80s vibe, or the arcade vibe of maybe like Galaga or something of that nature as well. The music, you know, this is, I said that it's pseudo rhythm based, or it's kind of rhythm based. It's really heavy on the music aspects. I'm slowing down right now with the space bar, which enables me to obviously slow down, pick my paths a little bit more wisely, and hopefully I don't crash into oblivion. So that's another perfect score on that one. But the game, it has some really nice music in the background. It kind of keeps you upbeat and it keeps you into the game. It has, you know, it's having that kind of like mentality, the upbeatness, that kind of really exemplifies what I feel is 80s arcade. Get in there, have just bright neon lights, and do the best that you can. So I'm missing all sorts of fuel cells on this, mostly because it's going really fast, and I think I've only got 2 out of, what, 6 there? It's pretty bad. But it's the first one and I missed any on. So with the space bar, there's only 2 directions you can go, and that is up and down. You can't go forward. If there's a break in the path, you have to decide which way that you want to go, no matter what. So anytime you come to a junction, you have to hold in a button. There is no going back, so I can't go to the end of this next junction right here and press up, because that will not take me to the backwards, so to speak. So keep going up, down, and all around. I'm going to go down here, and there we go. just to make sure that I get all of the fuel cells. Later, we're going to be introduced to portals, and so those portals can take you to different parts of the map. But the one thing you got to be cautious of is because I am this line and I don't become like not a line after a while, I can run into the back of myself, which is pretty unfortunate. In this level, you can see that there's plenty of speed boosts. I'm going to try my best to avoid some of them because the faster I go, the more intense the game is and the more I mess up. So I'm going to hold it down right there, ignore all that at the top, and just going to try to focus on getting all of these squares. Holding in spacebar is helping me out, trying to get all of those as humanly possible, and we'll see what I can do about this. I should be able to get it perfect on this map. I can't see why I wouldn't be. Coming up here, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. I've got to find a way to get up and then down and then all around to the finish line. There we go. So only 2 that I didn't get it perfect on, so that's great for me. I like having that in my pocket. We have accomplished this world. There's no only world 2, but I think I beat my prior high score, which is the second or the first time I played the game. Anyways, so this is me talking to the AI. Aurora, what happened? I never gave the command to warp. Unknown reference. How are you today, Jason? I'm fine. Just never do that again. Of course. What are your orders? Locate. Home. Coordinates not found. We are approximately 11,000 light years from home system. That's interesting. I've located another warp network. Shall I lock on the coordinates? Proceed and warp away. And warping. So she's going to take us to the next system. She's going to get more lost, more confused, not going to be able to help us anyway. I love this sequence right here. It's so neat. I like the idea of taking a 2D line form and kind of flipping it around Matrix style, and so you can kind of see it in like a more of a 3D area. So it's a whole lot of fun for me to see that. So fuel, I got a shit ton of it. Bonus, I got a bunch as well. New record, so I beat my previous. I've been entering my name as just simply J. So I had 16,900, which is great because it's 69. But unfortunately, I surpassed that. Which, you know, it's good, bad, and otherwise. We're gonna skip down 2 worlds. Actually, let's do 3. We'll show 2 of the adventure modes, and we'll show maybe 1 or 2 runs of the endless mode, just to see how it is. The game is $9, and it's on sale on Desura. So if you like what you see, I think, you know, it depends on you. $10 is kind of a lot, I feel. There's only 12 worlds. I'm about halfway through the game already, and it's taken me about probably an hour or so on and off playing. I've been having like Skype messages and conversations and everything throughout. But so I think $10 might be a little much for what you get, but you might be able to pick it up on sale. I say if this was about $5, yes, I would pick that up. If you like what you see, then, you know, obviously pick that up again as well. I chose the wrong direction. I wanted to show you guys a portal, but I wasn't paying enough attention, and I skipped over all of them. Luckily for us, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of portals that I can go in later in here. It's available on Desura. You can Steam Greenlight will be in the link in the description. So if you like what you see, you could vote it on there and maybe see it on a Greenlight or a Steam sale one of these days. But I don't have anything bad to say about the game. You know, I like the gameplay a lot. I really enjoy the music and the sound. I just don't think that there's a whole lot of variety to really put it above any other game that you could buy for $10, basically. But fun game, really good soundtrack. It's interesting how the pacing of this game sort of goes. So if you die, you really start off slow, and then you start building momentum after that. So it can kind of be a little bit cumbersome once you have to go through the whole rigmarole of going. If you die, it kind of starts over rather slowly. So basically the opposite of like a Super Meat Boy, where the restarts are really fast and furious. And so once you lose on a level, you're not too concerned about it because you're going to be starting it up really soon. I have no idea which directions I'm going. I'm going to go through this green portal up here, and hopefully I don't get blown up by anything. Seems to be going pretty well so far. So make sure I'm holding in down in this particular area, right up through there, and complete the level. So as I get to these later levels, it's getting really challenging for me to get like 100% and get all of the fuel cells. One, because it's part like a puzzle game now, because it starts inputting all of these portals, and you have to find the right path to get all of the squares. And so once you find that portals that you're supposed to go in, there's a lot of trial and error in the game that you'll be able to kind of keep going back. So it does have replayability. If you are a high score nut, or if you're a 100% completionist nut, you'll find something in this game for you. I'm not very good at the game, but I've enjoyed my time with it so far. I am just collecting all of these fuel cells, and away we go. So the next level, so there's not too much variety right now. It's interesting that the game it'll put there's basically like two different kinds of stages. There's the stage that has a bunch of different portals, and you have to kind of use logic and puzzle solving abilities to get through. Or the other kind of element is a bunch of network of different kind of possibilities for you to go through. And what I mean by that is there's a whole bunch of lines that will take you to the red exits will kill you on impact, and you have to start over again. Or there's the portals where there's a whole lot less of those instant deaths, but you have to try to get all the fuel cells that you can. So it's a nice little juxtaposition of each other. So as like we saw in the first levels, there was a whole lot of potentials for me to dying. In these levels, there's less of those, but more of the portals that want me to try to get a hold of everything. One thing I haven't been using too much is the space bar to try to get as many of the fuel cells as possible, and that's not exactly the best way to do this game. But as I start picking up momentum, I really feel like I don't have enough time to even think before something terrible happens. So just trying to get out of that level as fast as possible. So that is the adventure world. I think that was 4 or something like that. I didn't accomplish what I wanted to in the sense of getting a perfect on any of them, but it's a whole lot of fun. So how are those system checks coming? Jason! Yep, that's me. Yes? I do not know how to interpret this new information. Just read off the raw report. So this is like our back and forth here. There's only 2 characters in the game. It's me, Jason, and the AI, who is confused and doesn't understand how to take us home. So, yep, come on. And so it's a whole lot of Jason just trying to be like, alright, it's okay, AI, can you just take us home? And the AI says, wait, I don't understand anything anymore. And then the AI gets confused and takes you off into Never Ever Land. So that's basically the idea of this single player game, or the adventure mode. Right now we are going to go back to endless mode, which is a lot of fun as well. So I did end up beating my other high score there, which is great, but let's go back and go to endless mode. I have only got to 3,958. Obviously my score to beat is that 5,000. I wish this was online, and so like if this is on Steam, it would probably have online leaderboards. Right now it's just like those AIs. So just like how we played in the first world, it kind of starts you off really slow, really easily paced, and until I get to a certain time frame, and then it will kind of start boosting me along. So now I've got my speed up. Every now and then it's going to keep doing that. And so as I go through here, there's going to be plenty of speed ups. I think the farthest I've got was around 8 speed ups. So what I'm doing right here is just trying to press up and down, trying to avoid going to the exit gates because they will kill me and end my run. So here's my second speed up, just trying to get to the end. So the thing about this is it's weird because I can still press spacebar to slow me down, which is great because that's going to help me out tremendously. But I can kind of keep using it over and over, it seems. I don't know if I get it back after a certain amount of time, or if there's a way for me to not be able to use it or run out. I haven't figured that out yet, but it looks like, oh shit, I can keep going back for more as I please. So all is lost. 310. See, right here, it takes so long for me to actually get back to the... So if I die, my first inclination, if I die in like a high score run, I want to restart as fast as possible. With Trace Vector, it kind of takes you really slowly through the menu system. You have to watch your plane explode, and you got to start off really slow again, which is a little bit frustrating, but I can certainly understand the reason. You don't want to start the game off way too fast, but I'm always kind of, once I get to that fast pace, I just want to kind of keep that momentum. I want to keep trying my best to beat that high score. So we're gonna do one more endless run here, and we'll call it a day after that. But I really do enjoy this game. I think $10 might be a little bit high of an asking price, but if you enjoy it, links and everything will be in the description if you want to buy it on Desura. Greenlight will be in the description as well in case you want to see this on Steam. Go ahead and vote for it. It's a whole lot of fun. I just wish I was having enough fun to, justify the $10 price range here. But that's up to you. That's up to you, the consumer, to decide on that. Maybe I'm just a big old nerd who doesn't understand how science works and mathematics and economies and stuff, which is, a fair assumption. I don't know what I'm doing, but I got 3,824. I think that's a pretty good score. Oh no, says the game over screen. Anywho, thank you all very much for joining with me today. I had a whole lot of fun, and I hope you did too. I am JSmith, and I am on the internet. You can find me here every single day. I will be back tomorrow and for more video game fun. Thanks again, and I'll check you next time. Later.